Without operating force, any object can move or not. Answer. According to Newton's first law of motion, in vacuum objects can continue its uniform motion if no further or external force hinders the motion. Newton's logic is that if the value of external force is 0, then there is none to stop the object. The calculated value of applied force of uniform velocity is 0. That means, the action of an applied force remains on the object so long acceleration as there is according to Newton. As a result, all the planets orbit round the Sun with uniform velocity due to inertia as according to Newton. According to Newton, inertia is a quality of an object which tends to maintain its own state of motion or rest. According to Einstein, light rays spread like a wave and like a ripple in a pond. Light ray travels an infinite time or forever. That means, objects move forever with an intrinsic mass as light rays are composed with neutrons and photons and they lose energy as well as mass while traveling. According to mechanics for New Age, objects move due to an operating force and no objects can move without any operating force. That's why we can't construct an efficient engine which will be operated without any fuel or operating force. Inertia is a phenomenon which is the resultant balance of two or more forces. Moreover, objects are inert in nature. They can't perform any action by their own will to keep their state in rest or motion. Only applied force or a resultant force can keep their own state persistent. According to mechanics for New Age, no wave, ripple or light ray moves forever or in infinite duration. According to mechanics for New Age, initiating force and external force are two different forces. Initiating force keeps an object operated for a specific distance or duration and an external force increases or decreases the value of initiating force. So, when the value of external force is 0, then it has no impact on the initiating force. According to mechanics for New Age, planets orbit round the Sun due to a fixed and unchanged nuclear force on all the planets and Sun. What happens when an applied force is exerted on an object actually? Applied force gets converted into energy and the outer shell electrons of that object capture the energy and jump over a higher energy shell. These are the unstable positions for electrons, so they always tend to come back into their previous state. They can't come back to their previous state so long as the action of the applied force remains on that object. If the applied force gets arrested into a nucleus, that usually remains unchanged and acts as a source of fixed applied or operating force. So, this is the mechanism how applied force remains in an object. As light rays are composed of neutrons and photons, and as light rays lose energy as well as mass, it will definitely lose its existence in a time. So, light rays never travel an infinite period or duration, rather it travels so long its operating force or the mass remain in existence. This is a revolutionary idea generated by mechanics for New Age which will open and reshape a new window of basic science.